angels. I am doing a duality today where I am going live on Instagram and on Facebook. So if you're having trouble connecting me on connecting with me on Instagram, make sure you check out the Facebook, and I'm on my Facebook Live as well, checking it out. Hi. So today we are talking about relationship superstitions. Like, are they real? Do you believe in them? Do you think that this has had any bearings in the past on your relationships? Do you feel like this is like something that maybe your grandma used to tell you that you feel like is just, all right, grandma, you know, y'all on y'all, you on your old head type stuff? Or is it real? Like, did you go through a relationship situation where you're like, yo, I definitely bought my girl some shoes and she definitely walked out my life couple times? Like, or do you believe in that whole can't be a three bridesmaids 3 times situation? Do you feel like, all right, if I am a bridesmaid 3 times, I might not ever fucking get married? Hi. And that's the reality of the situation. Do you feel that these superstitions are real? Now, obviously people have asked me if I feel like the superstitions are real. To me, I do. I do feel like to some degree, these superstitions have some bearings onto it. They have, a situation that is really, it makes a difference. Like, it's impactful. So, my superstition is I am not buying a man not one pair of shoes if I'm in a relationship with them now. I've had past relationships where I've bought them sneakers, boots, all sorts of stuff. And, I'm not going to say that was the 100% reason why we broke up, but it kind of makes me think in the back of my head that may have been a contributing factor. Like, that may have been something that influenced the relationship into like negative omens maybe. But I know a lot of people have certain superstitions that they are concrete on. I'm not eating a woman's spaghetti. I've gotten that. I had that under the post the other day. Like, I am not eating her spaghetti because I truly feel like eating that spaghetti did something to me. I don't know. She put her period in there, whatever the case is. But it was something that transformed into a reality in that person's mind. And so that's all superstitions really are. Superstitions are usually just thoughts that we create that becomes into feelings that manifest into behaviors. So I'm anxious to hear from y'all. Do y'all have any superstitions that you feel are just really leading you to being together with the person, or you feel like it's really like coming true? Or do you feel like it's just all the way bullshit? Do you feel like having any sort of superstition in a relationship, that shit is just bullshit? Like, what's your opinions? I'm interested. Again, my thoughts, I feel like, no, I'm going to take it back. Not the fact that it's real, but the fact that I feel like your thoughts have the strong capability of manifesting realities. So if you truly feel that you feel like it's BS, Rock, okay, Rock Luciano, I hear you. I understand it's BS in your world. But to some people, it's like real. So is it real in the stance of, could it be real in the stance of your thoughts can manifest the reality of the situation? Can your thoughts bring about a situation where you feel, oh shit, this is really happening. This happened and that happened and this happened, and it did tell me if I look into a cracked mirror, I'm going to have bad luck for 7 years. Oh my God, I got bad luck for 7 fucking years. Like, is that real for some of y'all? Because I'm telling you, some people live by These omens, they steer clear of black cats. They don't walk under ladders. Now, of course, those are individual superstitions. I'm more so talking about relationship superstitions. Don't take your ring off or wear it on the wrong finger because you won't get married. What's the other ones? The ones that I looked up were real generic, but it also seemed like it was like more so for people who don't live in like urban settings. They were like, count 50 horses, and after the 50th horse, 50 white horses. And after the 50th white horse, if you shake the person's hand, that's the next person you shake their hand, that's the person you're supposed to be marrying. Or it's things like, if you see a frog cross your path, the next person that you encounter, the next man that you encounter is the person that you are going to marry. Now, there's good omens and there's bad ones. I kind of feel to some degree they came from somewhere. They didn't out the blue. Like, nobody just said, oh yeah, if you see a black goat, that means you're going to have 10 kids. Like, it came from somewhere. Those omens came from somewhere. And I think it would behoove us to some degree to recognize that some of that energy and some of those thoughts that went into that direction that created this myth or omen or superstition, to some degree has a little bit of power into it. Whether it's true for you or not, I think it's really about what you give power to. So if you give power to the situation of it being real, and you are dead serious, like me and my man are not buying each other shoes, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those people, then that becomes true for you. Just like if you come into a situation where you feel like, I am not buying my man or my woman a watch because the watch is, hi Nikki, because the watch is putting a time limit on our relationship. So therefore, I'm not buying a watch. You're giving power to that thought. You're giving power to that myth. You're giving power to that situation, and that it now creates it and makes it a reality. You're manifesting it. That's essentially what you're doing. When you say like, oh yeah, this superstition is real, you are manifesting a situation that can potentially turn real. If you completely ignore it, suck it of his energy, just like I think with any other thought situation, it evades its energy. It evades its power. And it loses its power, essentially. It takes it away because essentially you're not giving it to that thing. You're taking the energy away from that situation. So, again, the question is, do you have a superstition that you live by in relation to your relationships? I talked about mine being the shoes. That's a real thing to me. And again, I guess I gave it power, right? So I feel like now that I have, and it's funny because one of my older cousins, basically, I've heard this superstition before when I was like a kid. Like my grandmother used to tell me, like, don't you buy no man no shoes, girl. Like, and I listened to her, but it wasn't like, I was like, all right, grandma, I'm like, that was like back in your day. Like that crap ain't real. But when my cousin brought it back to my energy and brought it back to my world, put it in my bubble, you don't have any, Mick? Oh, yeah, okay. I get it. I understand. And you know what, Mickey and Rock, I understand that essentially, if you don't have any, if you don't focus on it, it probably won't create it into something real. And so maybe you've had a lot of good relationships where you're just feeling like, okay, this was a good relationship, it ran its course, and that was it. Versus if you had talked to maybe like a elder, they would have been like, oh, that's because you did X, Y, and Z. She bought you shoes, or you bought her shoes. That's why she walked out your life. That's what happened. Or, you put yourself in a situation where you allowed whatever to be seen, or you looked in a cracked mirror. I don't know. Whatever the superstition is, people believe in it, and they create it, and they manifest it for it to be real in their lives. So whether you believe it or you don't believe it, to me, it feels like what you create is based off of your thought processes. Whatever you feel is most likely going to end up being real, good or bad. And that just doesn't necessarily even go for superstition. It goes for everything. What you think is what you're going to feel, is what you're going to behave as, is what's going to manifest. And so when you're having these superstitions or you're having these thoughts, and I'm saying this to me as I'm saying it to you guys, trust me, what you think and what you're creating is what is going to be. So at the end of the day, yes, I'm guilty of it. I believe that if I buy my man some shoes, he's going to walk out my life. So guess what? I don't buy my man any shoes. And vice versa. But at the end of the day, to be honest, we haven't walked out each other's lives, technically, at this point. So, I'm not going to sit here and make it seem like it's not real, because I've essentially created it in my mind that it is real. And so you really have to be careful about what you're putting your energy towards. You have to make sure that, you have to make sure that you are understanding that your thoughts is creating. What about flip-flops? I'm not buying flip-flops either. No shoes allowed. I'm not buying you flip-flops. I'm not buying you sandals. I'm not buying you slippers. I'm not to wear around the house. I don't care. Years around the house, you're going to be in my house. No. I'm not buying you anything on your feet to walk out my life with. Now, again, I have created that. That's the energy I put it towards, and that's my beliefs, and that's why I feel the way I feel. But it works in the same way of the opposite. If I were to completely negate that, cut that off, and say, this is not true, and what is true is X, Y, and Z, then that's what I'm going to focus on, and that's what I'm going to have grow, and that's what's going to manifest. But because I'm focused on the fact of the matter in my mind of that shoes, if I buy shoes that equate to walking out your life, that's what's going to keep on happening. So, my question to y'all again is, do you have any superstitions, relationship-wise, that you feel is like has a bearing on your relationship? And if you have none, is there any thoughts that maybe you have created? Maybe not a bad omen or something that our elders may have taught us, but something maybe that you thought like, oh my God, I know she cheating on me. I know she cheating on me. I know she cheating on me. And then you found out she cheating on you. Or I know he cheating on me. I know he dealing with another bitch. I know he dealing with this person. And then you find out and you see it. Like, have you ever thought to any degree, hey, hi Althea. Have you ever thought to any degree that is something that will occur? If you continue to think in that manner, then that is what comes to fruition. So if you're just joining us, we're talking about superstitions in relationships. I shared mine. Mine was in relation to shoes, and I will not buy my man any shoes. Sorry, that's just not happening. And is there something that you truly believe that you've held on to, whether it was from an elder who shared with you like, girl, don't you buy, or don't you do this, or don't you do that in relation to a relationship, and you felt like it manifested if you did it or if you didn't do it? Or is there some thoughts that you may have had just on your own that you created? A situation like, oh my God, I know he's cheating on me. I know he's cheating on me. I know he's cheating on me. Even though you didn't see any sort of signs prior to that, but just your thoughts in your mind of, I know he's cheating on me. I know he's cheating on me. I know he's cheating on me. And you're thinking about it and you're creating all these scenarios, and then these scenarios start to pop up left and right. And you're like, see, I knew this was right. I knew I was right. I knew it was true. Those are called self-fulfilling prophecies, okay? And self-fulfilling prophecies, whether you want to believe that or not, are real. Because going back to what we discussed, what you think is how you will start to feel, and how you will start to behave and act, which will make it come true. So, I hope y'all enjoyed my live today. And I am wrapping up. I know I usually only do 15 minutes. I've been going like 20, 25 minutes lately. But if y'all have any contributions to it, or any thoughts or feelings, or if you're thinking about something on the back end after we depart from each other, definitely click go to my last post and write underneath it what you think. There's also a post under there that says, what is your superstition? If you have any thoughts, feelings, or contributions that maybe you just thought about after the live, or maybe you have this conversation at work tomorrow or in school or whatever, definitely give me your feedback. Let me know. I'm interested. I really like to hear what people are thinking in relation to my topics. So I hope this helped. Again, remember, your thoughts turn into feelings, turn into actions and behaviors. You manifest what you think. So if these superstitions are real to you, it's because they're real to you. It's because what you think. If it's BS, negate it. It's BS. Don't give it any energy. Alright? I love you, angels. I will see you next week. Same time, same place. Thursdays at 9:30. Sex Talk with Charli. See you later.